All right. Hello, guys. Welcome to video number 10, the final and last video in our series for computer basic skills. It's been crazy, 10 weeks, 10 videos. Um, Actually, it's going to be a little bit less than 10 weeks now that I'm thinking about it, because I've done two. We've done two videos in 1 week twice. So um, yeah, it's crazy, guys. Here we are, video number 10. Last video we looked at how to add, set up, or troubleshoot a printer, and then we looked into a little bit of how to troubleshoot basically really anything that you can plug into your computer through a USB port. Be it a printer, mouse, keyboard, anything like that, microphone, speakers. The list is long, but we've looked at a lot, and now it's coming down to one of the final things that I wanted to show you guys. Yesterday we spent quite a little bit of time. Yesterday, I mean last week. We spent quite a little bit of time last video looking at control panel, specifically devices and printers, or devices. I think it was devices and printers. Just troubleshooting, for a printer or anything that you might connect. This video, I wanted to give you guys just a quick overview of control panel, what you can do, what you can find, just in case there's anything that you guys ever need. You know where to go looking for it, you know where to find it, and hopefully that'll be a little bit helpful. So the first thing I want to do once you guys get to control panel, and we did this last video, is the different views of control panel. So you actually have different ways of being able to view what you can do. Now this view, right? So you can choose large icons or small icons. This view actually kind of breaks down a little bit more of the options that are available, so you can visually see, a lot more. We'll quickly go through these just very briefly, and then we'll go back to the other view, and I'll explain to you guys why I like the other view better. But here we have administrative tools, and this is really going to be everything that's going to be designed to help you organize your computer, take care of software changes and system information and all kinds of things. These are great tools if you're ever looking to clean up your computer or get more information on it. Again, we're not going to go too much into this because some of these are very advanced. So if you're not sure and you don't really know what you're doing, don't click any of these, because these are they're helpful. They're very, very helpful, but they can also you can also do some damage to your computer if you don't know what you're doing. But this is where you would find a lot of software that can help with storage, that can help with, again, information, resources, let you see how your computer is running and working. Color management will have to do with the image that you're looking at on your monitors. Audio is very self-explanatory. It's just to help with your audio setup. File Explorer options is great because here you can actually change how you see files, how they're organized, how folders work, which is great sometimes depending on what you're doing. Depending on your computer and depending on the graphics card in your computer. So the graphics card is a physical chip or board that goes inside your computer, and that's what allows you to use a monitor or two monitors, and it's specifically to do with the graphics. So what you're looking at and how it looks. This is very old. I'm not sure why this is still here. It's very, very old. This used to exist probably in Windows 95. But it's to help set up your email account. A lot of people just use, whatever. If you have Gmail, if you have Yahoo, if you have Outlook, or Hotmail, usually people would just use directly either a web browser or, for example, with Microsoft Outlook, you can download Outlook and just use Outlook directly on your computer. Then you have power options. Now this is more common with laptop computers, or tablets. When it comes to a desktop computer, power options are going to be, does your computer go to sleep? How long do you want it to go to sleep? Or how much time should pass before it goes to sleep, or before it goes to like a screensaver? Do you want the display to be not as bright? So it can help you save some power, but it's not doesn't make a huge difference. Remote app and desktop connections. So this I wouldn't worry too much about. If you're ever talking to somebody who's trying to help you, somebody you trust, somebody specifically that you guys trust, they can connect to your computer from their computer, and they can see what you see and control your computer. So be very careful who you give access to on that. Storage spaces have to do with the memory in your computer. Troubleshooting, this is in case if you run into any issues, you can run this, whether it's a software or whether the computer is acting weird, anything like that, you can run it right here. Work folders is an option that Microsoft added in case you work from your computer, but it's also your personal computer. You can separate the two. Device manager we actually looked at yesterday. So like I explained to you guys yesterday, it's to control the hardware on your computer. File history is actually very helpful. File history can help create like an image, a backup of all your stuff, all your important stuff. And that way, if anything goes wrong, you have a copy that's saved somewhere, right? So you don't lose your information. Intel Rapid Storage Technology, this has to do with your processor, so we're not going to get into that. Mouse, so this is good for your mouse options. So you can change your cursor, you can change what your mouse does when you click with your left click, with your right click, when you're scrolling, all kinds of stuff here. You can change your pointers, all kinds of settings for your mouse. Programs and features, this is where we actually looked at uninstalling a program, if you guys remember. Security and maintenance, this is important in case you guys are looking for your antivirus, anything like that. Microsoft includes something called Firewall. So Firewall protects against any attacks against your computer that come directly from where you're connected to the internet, and connections from your computer to the internet, and vice versa. Virus protection, so if you guys download or install a virus software, this is where you would see it. As well as other security protections. Maintenance is just meant to help with it'll do it will check for automatic updates, and it'll clean up any files that are unused or anything like that. So that's what maintenance is exactly for. Whoop, I went too far. Then we've got the sync center. I won't worry about this, guys. Same with user accounts. These are a little bit more advanced. User accounts, if you have children, you can create an account for them that is more secure, that you can actually have control over what they can and cannot do. Devices and printers is where we were yesterday. So if you guys have any questions, go back and watch that video if you haven't already. Fonts, again, I'm not going to worry too much about that because that's a little bit more advanced. If you guys are ever working in Microsoft Word, or if your job is to design, or you work in design or marketing or anything like that, sometimes you'll have to install what are called custom fonts, or specialized fonts. This is where you would do it, but again, not going to worry about that because that's only very specific people. Internet options. This has everything to do with how your computer connects to the internet, but also how Internet Explorer works. So if you don't use Internet Explorer, then I wouldn't worry about this at all. Network and sharing center. This is where, if you guys are trying to, for example, if you have a laptop or anything like that, this is where you would go to connect to a network, to a wireless network. You can also troubleshoot if you're having troubles connecting to your wireless network at home, to your Wi-Fi. You can troubleshoot the problems. You can set up a connection. For those of you that are a little bit more advanced or understand a little bit more, this is where you can set up things like a VPN connection directly. You can also set up like a router or a different type of access point, and you would see all that information here. You can set up the security to the network and everything. So everything to do with your internet connection and how to change settings, you're gonna find right here. Recovery is kind of like what we talked about before. Is it's a way to create a copy of all your information, but more than anything, a copy of the computer and its software. So if anything goes wrong, if the computer crashes, if maybe you install a program and all of a sudden your computer's not working, you can go to recovery, and basically that will go back to a point in time when the computer was working correctly, and you can avoid losing your computer, or you can have it back to working. Sound, exactly what it talks about. So if you have nice speakers and you want to change some of the settings in sound, you can actually do that right here. You can also select which device to record with, and then these sounds specifically are for the things that the it's kind of like on your phone, how you can set a different tone for a text message or a phone call. That's what this is. But I wouldn't go in here and change too much. System, again, I definitely wouldn't suggest that you guys go in here. There's a lot of advanced options that, if you don't know what you're doing, can hurt your computer. This is specific. You guys won't have this. I have this because I use a design tablet. So you guys probably won't have this on your computer. But if you work with a drawing tablet or a design tablet before, then maybe you'll see it there. Ease of access center. So this is fantastic for anybody who has
always scan this section.
Hard time seeing, somebody who is blind, or not like legally blind, that has any type of disability that might make it more difficult. This is where you can go to. Actually, there are different settings that you can change to help
Magnifier
that person, right? So it depends on
Start Narrator
to make adjustments on, right? So you can actually make the text much bigger.
Start on screen keyboard.
You can have something called Narrator. So they will actually tell you.
Set up high contrast.
I think you guys can hear it. It'll read to you what's on the screen.
Start Magnifier.
Okay, we're gonna get out of there because he's gonna keep going. So it'll read to you what's on screen in case you can't really see, or maybe you have somebody in your life who you can help with setting that up. That's exactly what that's for. And I see I've missed a couple here because I guess I didn't scroll all the way up. Autoplay. This is just telling the computer which software and which programs to use on certain files. So we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into Credential Manager either. Backup and restore. I'm not going to get too much into this, because this is again more advanced stuff. Date and time. If you ever need to change the date and time on your computer, there it is, easy. So we got through all of these. We got through ease of access. Default programs. Again, if you use, again, a little bit more advanced, if you use certain programs that you want to use with certain files, this is where you come and tell it. BitLocker drive encryption. I'm not going to get into that. Indexing options. We're not going to get into that. Again, these are more advanced things. Keyboard, same as mouse. All the settings for your keyboard, you can change things around. Phone and modem, this is old. This is very old. Some people that still use... I don't know why Microsoft has kept this option on here, but people that have landlines at home, right? So like it's connected onto a line at your house. Microsoft made it so that you could connect it through your computer, and if you're working on your computer or anything like that, you could also answer the phone on your computer. You can send fax messages, anything like that. Region just has to do, if you ever move to a totally different country and you take your computer, you're going to want to change region, just because when it comes to like updates and how the system works and everything, it will be very important. Speech recognition, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm not sure if anybody uses speech recognition with their computer, but you can tell your computer, or you can speak into a microphone and it will type for you. It will write it down. It's not great, so it's not super useful, but that's where you'd find those settings. Taskbar and navigation. So taskbar, again, if you guys remember, we looked at it in video 1 or 2, is what's at the very bottom. So you can change some of the settings there. And this last one is for Windows Defender and Firewall. Again, I wouldn't go in there and change too much, guys. Usually your computer is set up to just work and run the way that it should. So I wouldn't worry too much about going into there and changing any of those settings. But as you guys know, if there's anything ever that you're looking for that you think, oh, I remember, I watched the video and George said, I could change some settings on my keyboard. Oh, here it is, right? Same with your mouse, little things like that can all be found here and under Control Panel. But again, that's just a basics overview for you guys. Nothing too in depth, right? Because we could be here for hours and hours if I really explained everything to you guys. But that's it. That's it for our course. That's it for our 10 videos and our 10 lessons. So congratulations. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You have done it, and you've done a great job. Great job. Thank you guys for coming along and doing this with me. I'm very happy to have been able to help, and I'm still here. If any of you guys have any questions, or if any of you have any more interest in anything like this, I'm always happy to share what I know and share my knowledge and help you guys. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for participating. And if there are any questions, you guys know, feel free to reach out. Thank you for doing this. Congratulations on getting through all the 10 lessons, and enjoy the rest of your week.